Next on stage, into the research group. Moderating the discussion, Dimitris Bithas, credit risk analyst at Wilhelmsen Group. Joining him on stage, Antonis Lyras, PhD candidate and presidential fellow at Columbia University. Please welcome our moderator and speaker.
Good afternoon. So I would like to introduce you the research group. It is the newly formed working group under the auspices of the Hellenic Association of Treasurers. It was created by young professionals with past experience in research in student groups like the Finance Club of University of Piraeus, the Finance Club of University of Macedonia, along with others, and along with the guidance of senior professionals and PhDs. So we created the research group in order to bridge the gap between academia and professionals in order to hopefully contribute some insights about how the macroeconomic events affect Treasury and companies in general. We started by studying the balance of payment, which is an essential macroeconomic measure for our country. And we gathered data from 2002 until the 2024. We have a really diversified sample data, which contains data from the pre-crisis era, of course, the crisis, the COVID-19, and the recovery phase. And hopefully, we really hope that we would gather some insights and make some forecasts about the future years, the following 5 years, like an estimation. So, but why the balance of payment really matters? It matters because it's not just statistics and numbers. The country still really relies heavily on imports, and our findings showed that it is almost impossible the imports to be offset by exports, and this is something really important which needs to be highlighted. And also, actually, by conducting this study, we tried to understand how the accounts link with each other, if we could spot any patterns, and to see a story behind the numbers in order to explain why our country is in such a deficit. In short, Greece continues to face comprehensive challenges that fit directly to the balance of payments. And this is something that we managed to show by conducting quantitative research with Python and quantitative models, but Adonis will elaborate more on that.
Okay, moving into the technical part of our analysis and our presentation, we performed a quantitative time series analysis using Python and Excel, among other tools. And we specifically employed a seasonal autoregressive integrated moving average model to model the monthly balance of payment data with seasonal patterns. Our rationale was that we chose the seasonal ARIMA over the regular ARIMA because of the evident and very strong seasonality of the data, for example, due to tourism in the summer months. We followed the standard research scientific practice of the relevant field for our analysis. We first calculated the autocorrelation functions and partial autocorrelation functions, which indicated indeed a seasonal autocorrelation. We then tested 3 different SORIMA models, and we also calculated the ADF statistics to test for stationarity, which indicated non-stationarity. That's why we differentiated both first order and seasonally to achieve stationarity. And the optimal SARIMA model was then selected, optimized for both the lowest IEC and BIC criteria and overall the balance of fit and simplicity. In conclusion, our chosen model effectively captured the BOP trends according to the best scientific practices. Here you can see our findings in the form of a forecast, a 10-year forecast of the balance of payments for Greece from 2025 to 2035. And as well, you can see the confidence interval of 95%, which indicates all the possible trajectories that the balance of payments might take in the next 10 years. So we had some very interesting findings. First, there is a clear services surplus, which is tourism-driven and is on average about as much as the overall balance of payments deficit, which it offsets but is unable to balance the goods deficit. Specifically, the goods deficit is persistent, it's structural, and it's about twice as high as the services surplus. And it's because mainly of our high import dependency. So our SARIMA model shows stable trend projections, and this reinforces the urgency for structural reforms. In other words, there is a structural imbalance. The trends are long-term and are not driven by short-term shocks. So, in light of these findings, our team's conclusions fall into two basic broad categories. First, as far as initial policy recommendations are concerned, we recommend the increase of domestic production to invest in industry and reduce imports and grow exports. Also, export diversification is important to expand beyond tourism, shipping, and target tech, pharma, and agriculture, among other things. Also, energy independence is paramount to accelerate domestic and renewable energy projects. We also need to attract foreign direct investments and simplify regulations. And finally, to upgrade Treasury practices to encourage innovation to manage FX risks and capital flows. The other category is future research directions. First, a sector-level analysis is necessary to study sector-specific contributions, for example, in energy or tourism. A political economy impact also needs to be assessed to examine the influence of politics and institutions on capital movement. ESG and green finance are also very important, concerning the effects of sustainability on the balance of payments and the FDI. And finally, the corporate treasury behavior needs to be studied, and we need to use firm-level data to understand the tactical responses to the BOP stress. That's it from me. I'm passing it back to Dimitris.
So here you can see our references and our literature review, which is a job mainly done by Ms. Dimitra Kavalieraki-Foka, which I would really thank for all her hard work. And moving on to the end of our presentation, I would really like to thank our team for the hard work and the dedication that they put through all these months in order to carry out this research. Also, a big thanks to our president, Mr. Alexandros Kolyavras, for his trust and for giving us the space and the time in order to conduct our research. And of course, I would like to thank each one of our team members, Maria Gourabartis, Sergios Alexandridis, Giorgos Kallioras, Michael Spanos, and of course, Mr. Antonis Lyras. And once again, Ms. Dimitra Kavalieraki-Foka for her valuable guidance, and of course, Chryssa Markopoulou. Without them, nothing would happen. Personally, I'm really thankful for this opportunity to create this research group and to be able to contribute some macroeconomic insights to our country. And I'm really looking forward for season 2 to be started from next week. We have a lot of work to do, and I'm really looking forward for it. Thank you.